1.
Stand fly.
Liftoff at the Falcon 9. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower. First stage propulsion healthy.
It's 1-2 rock on those stages.
Propulsion is nominal.
Nico, the Falcon has landed.
Contact ignition.
Launch time. Flight is scheduled to occur at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time or 1 p.m. Universal Time. Currently, the Dragon team is go for launch. They are conducting their final evaluations, and we'll hear a
resolve our range weather field mill rule here, and we don't violate it in the near term.
Copy. LC is go. DC, you are go to enable the terminal count auto sequence. If a no-go is required, we will call within the time to protect, T-minus 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
All state.
evaluate conditions and then attempt again. So let's listen into the countdown net and see if we continue into terminal count.
If a hold is called from this point forward, the terminal count auto sequence will be aborted. Indicate an abort or hold condition by saying hold, hold, hold on the primary countdown net, countdown 1. In this event, the DC will immediately abort the auto sequence. The DC shall not abort the auto sequence after T-minus 10 seconds, and operators shall not call a hold after T-minus 10 seconds. If a hold is called, all operators proceed to the contingency terminal count abort steps in section 10.17. Stand by to pick up the count. T-minus 10 minutes and counting on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. DC, verify that terminal count auto sequence has started.
Terminal count auto sequence has begun.
GC, stand by on FireX.
GC standing by.
RC, start tracking camera video recorders.
Affirmative.
Simulating an abort from a launch vehicle. The 8 engine flashed down just offshore.
LD is go for SpaceX paddleboard test.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch.
Lift off. Right now.
Engine
150
shutdown.
meters per second. Slightly below nominal. We're over 1 kilometer. Trunk deploy. Drugs look good. Sequencing the mains. Passing through 600 meters. Downrange distance.
Hang tight, everyone.
Floating in the surf. The recovery team will be headed out right now to pick up the Dragon. Currently, we do not have any cameras on the recovery boats, so this is going to end the ship. With that, we'd like to close with a thanks to our NASA customer and to the Air Force Eastern Range for support. And we invite you to follow us in June when SpaceX conducts the next flight of Falcon 9 and Dragon to the International Space Station. Signing off until then, have a good day.
3, 2, 1.
Full duration.
3, 2, 1.
Stage Bravo's go for flight.
morning again. You are looking at a live shot of Dragon on top of Falcon out at our launch facility at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Now we're just 20 minutes away from the live launch of CRS-10 to the International Space Station for our attempt number 2. So welcome and thanks for joining us. My name is Brian, back here again at the headquarters. Now we had a few minor issues that we worked through yesterday in the launch, but remember, it is always better to attend to everything that you need to for a safe launch, even if it delays a day, than to risk anything the day of. So that's exactly what we've done. Now we, as we said, are honored to have the opportunity to fly out of 39A for the first time as a company today. 39 was home for the Apollo moon missions, where man stepped foot on top of the moon for the first time, having launched from pad 39A. It then became the home for the space shuttle missions, where again, we launched with some of the first pieces that what would become the ISS from this pad. And here we are 30 years later with the same opportunity to again deliver cargo up to the International Space Station. We're also going to be attempting another landing of the first stage back at landing zone 1. It's during the daytime, so we should get some pretty tremendous views with an exciting program ahead. Let's get started.
Good morning, this is Tom Prodario from the avionics department here at SpaceX, and as you heard, we are launching from historic pad 39A at Cape Canaveral, Florida. Now, this launch pad is just about a mile or so away from our other launch site, which is Space Launch Complex 40. However, that's in the Cape Canaveral Air Force Base. This is just across the channel at Kennedy Space Center, which is owned by NASA. So SpaceX leased this launch pad from NASA just a few years ago, and we've been slowly modifying it to support our Falcon 9 architecture. Now, this may be just a little bit of review for those of you who tuned in yesterday for the launch attempts, but bear with me while I just describe the basic things that are going on the screen here. The big white tube shrouded in liquid oxygen bleed-off right here is the Falcon 9 rocket. This is the structure that's going to space today. The Falcon 9 rocket has 3 main...
And some clouds at this moment, but there should be no constraints to weather, range, drag.
So for most of our viewers, you probably aren't immediately familiar with Launch Pad 39A at Kennedy Space. One of the greatest accomplishments in 1981.
We got the keys to Pad 39A from NASA on April 14th, 2014. And we started a really radical transformation of this pad. One of the biggest things you notice right away is the big hangar we built because we use horizontal integration for the rocket. And the other big thing that we've done is we've had to convert the pad from what's called a mobile launcher pad concept, where the rocket's assembled on a pad, or the space shuttle as it was. Is our home for a lot of different activities for SpaceX. It's a home for
chilling in the Merlin engines on the no issues there to report. Dragon also transitioned to internal power.
Ability to land on either landing zone.
Off, so you'll see the Falcon 9 actually
rocket back down onto solid ground that it is onto the deck of.
VCDC, verify Falcon 9 and Dragon are in startup.
Falcon 9's in startup.
Dragon is in startup.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Max Q is one of the highest stress. The entry burn coming up.
So a lot of really exciting stuff going on right now. We are watching the first stage booster come back down to Earth. It will be going.
You're going 80 miles per hour on the freeway. You can exert a very, very large force.
Just wow, that view is incredible.
And then we have a landing burn coming up in about a minute from now. That landing burn lasting just to touchdown.
With the landing zone in the background, it's amazing to think of what's happening. That is coming back from space with live footage. It is approaching the landing zone now.
Landing
legs Congratulations, Falcon.
Once Dragon separates from the International.
It's a very launch pad, so we had a
batteries on board. These batteries, however, do not for. You're actually looking at the back side of the solar arrays.
LC. This is it. So, countdown.
Rico.
Stage separation.
We're currently loading liquid methane and liquid oxygen propellants on the flight of Starship serial number 9. That's the vehicle on the right of your screen, currently. Next event is retract of the quick disconnect from the flight vehicle.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starship climbing to 10-kilometer altitude. View on the right shows 3 Raptor engines burning. Everything continues to look nominal right now for the stage and for propulsion. Major event is shutdown of engine number 3. Climb on 2 engines. Engine number 1 headed to the 10-kilometer altitude. Minutes. Vehicle is at 10 kilometers. It's on the propellant tank. 1/2 minutes, we are handing off to the LOX tank. We are beginning to flip to horizontal. And the white cloud, the plume you were seeing was intentional. That is a liquid oxygen dump. We've now transitioned to horizontal and beginning the subsonic test portion of the flight, where we check out the aft and the forward flaps to hold the vehicle stability as we descend back to the landing pad. As we come back down to the landing pad.
Land intro.
6 minutes, 10 seconds into flight, we're down beneath 1 and landing burn.
At this time, we will start sweeping for fires.
We had, again, another great flight up to the 10-kilometer landing propellant tanks. The subsonic reentry looked very good and stable like we saw again last December, so we've got a lot of good data on flap control. And again, we've just got to work on that landing a little bit, the telemetry all the way down. We've got a lot of good data, and the primary objective to demonstrate control of the vehicle in the subsonic reentry looked to be very good, and we will take a lot out of that. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's webcast. Thanks for logging on and watching.